Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Major. This is their part number HIT-30AR11 is what this is. This is a piece of machined aluminum. It is a template, a jig, a fixture. It is a tool used to help you get hardware prepped for. This is specifically for Adams Rite locks. We're going to go over which Adams Rite locks this will be used for. Like in a gold anodized finish aluminum, a very handy, well, the word I wanted to use was a very handsome template. It is also extremely handy as well to have. Let's take a look at its dimensional properties. It weighs about 0.75 pound, by the way. Overall length about 11 inch. Overall height, or pardon me, width about 2 3/4. It has a thickness to it, about 1/2 inch, and we're going to discover exactly what this is used for, is what we're going to do next. We've got the part number etched on there. It's going to also include paperwork. This paperwork is really nothing other than, it's not installation instructions or a user's manual. It basically tells you about safety, you know, eye protection, ear protection. I'd add lung protection to it as well. Tells you what diameter bit and diameter router guide to use depending on what you're mortising into, and gives you an overview of the guides that are available, which we'll touch on. The other thing that this will include is going to be machine screws and an Allen wrench that will allow you to get this attached to the fixture that this will be attached to. So let's switch now and talk about specifically where you're going to use this item. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Now exactly where you're going to use the HIT-30AR11 is going to be, well, first of all, you're going to attach it to the HIT-30 clamp, which I'm going to show you. The HIT-30 is the fixture that attaches to the edge of the door. The HIT-30AR11 attaches to the HIT-30, and then once all of that is attached to the door, you'll be able to then route your pocket, your mortise pocket, on the door to allow you to get that lock installed, or at least get you closer to it, I should say. Now, the size that this is prepped for is going to be basically a relationship between the net size that's required for the lock and calculating into it the outside diameter of the guide that you're using, along with the diameter of the router bit, and we'll talk about that when we switch to the screen view. This is going to be used for any of those Adams Rite locks that require a 1 inch wide by 6 7/8 inch tall cutout, and that is several and many of their pieces of equipment. There's no doubt about that. There's probably going to be a quite specific combination of guide and bit. I'm going to guess that this is probably a 3/8 outside diameter guide with a 1/4 inch bit. So we'll look at that. And that's just what you're going to use this for. Let's say you have an Adams Rite 4510 latch, a 4900 series. Well, I'm not sure if that one's 6 7/8 tall, but we'll look at some different Adams Rite locks and discover which ones require 1 by 6 7/8. So let's keep this moving. Let's switch to the screen view right now. Thank you. If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now let's get back to it. Okay, so here is the HIT-30 that we are looking at. Extended description information, router template guide is what this is called. Designed to be used with the HIT-30, which we're going to take a look at. Designed to be used with the HIT-30, so let's take a look at the HIT-30 right now. It'll make, actually it's probably in the product brochure. There it is, first item actually. Here's the HIT-30, that's what it looks like. So you're going to attach your HIT-30AR11 right to it. We've got a couple of holes in our AR11. You'll attach it here, and here is where that will be attached. We've got some holes here and here, as you can see. That's going to be for other items to attach to this as well, is going to be my guess. So the HIT-30 template guide holder for Adams Rite templates, aluminum template holder designed to hold router template guides for installing Adams Rite locks, etc. Once guide is adjusted for center, it can be moved from door to door by just tightening 2 knobs. We'll accept router templates for 31 32nd, 1 1/8 and 1 1/2 back sets. Overall size. Then they have a series of templates here that are intended for this unit. And we had called out these holes here. Well, if you're going to prep for an Adams Rite lock, it's nice to be able to do the lock body itself. There's no doubt about that. It's also nice to do the function holes as well. Cylinder, visual indicator, lever, push paddle, things of that nature. Apparently this router template guide you can use for flush bolt installations as well. This is probably, my guess is that this is for those flush bolts that are 4.5 inch or 4.25 inch tall, I forget. I can show you what I think one looks like. I don't know exactly what those units are that are referred to in the catalog, meaning I don't know what a builder's brass 5024, well, an international FB 1200, that is probably this. International door closers. I don't know the size of it, but I'm going to guess that that's what it is. That odd offset bolt. You can get a whole kit of this material. That's handy if you're doing aluminum storefront work. This is going to allow you to do a lot of jobs right out of the box. There's no doubt about that. I have some images of the item. Before we go through those, let's finish the description. Template is used to route the standard 1x6 and 7/8. We'll check on that in a moment. Drill bushings in template locate the mounting brackets for optional ways to mount locks. So here and here, it's a drill bushing. That's going to allow you to prep the edge of the door for the mounting tab that you would need to otherwise mount your unit. Yeah, something like these. The LMB 034, 033, bevel doors, radius. The radius might work for flat as well. So what that's going to do is going to allow you to accurately drill the hole for this. Right there is what you need. Okay. Let's see what part number you would use for a square edge or a non-beveled door. In radius and beveled. Yeah, I believe that you're going to use this for... Sorry, I had to study that a little bit further. Here, one end of the bracket is offset for radius, the other end is flat, designed for radius doors with a weather strip channel down the center. That's helpful. We need to find out what's the bracket that we're going to use for the flat or square edge doors. So let me find out what that is, and we'll continue this video. If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now, let's get back to it. So the question is, on the lock mounting brackets, and I paused this in order to contact the manufacturer, basically the response is that the beveled mounting tabs, the LMB-034, is going to work for either beveled or square edge. And the reason that that's possible is, here's your gizmo. Here's your mounting tab. Might be easier just showing you on camera how this works. So let's switch to this camera view now just to dispel any confusion. And the way that this is going to work is on an LMB-03 is the one that you're going to use. The LMB-03 has two different offsets on either side, and they show it to you like this. Well, that's really not how you install it. Be mindful, there's a different offset between here and here and here and here. You install it this way, and you'll have obviously two of them. They'll be installed either this way for offset A or this way for offset B. Inside the door frame is how this actually works. And there you go. So it's, you're looking at a reinforcement that is, how does that work? But there's only one way it really can work. So let's switch back to the screen view and just keep moving. Yeah, like I said, this radius door style, this is, the LMB-33 is going to be used in radius, in square edge or radius style doors. And they're showing it to you this way. It can, you're gonna flip it over basically is what it is. So I had also mentioned looking at the Adams Rite templates for typical locks. So let's pull up a catalog and let's look at the 4510 series standard duty dead latch. And again, it's 1x6 and 7/8 is what the prep is. So 6 7/8 is the height of your lock body, and they have 1 1/64, 1 1/64 of an inch in the width. So you know, this would be a typical Adams Rite lock that you'll install. Okay, and that catalog was just, you know, anywhere where you find Adams Rite, there'll be a manufacturer's link, and then the catalog page is on that link, generally about here. All right, so we're doing the HIT-30AR11. HIT-30 clamp fixture we've covered, the faceplate size we've covered, mounting brackets, etc. we've covered that. These brackets are a must for deep style doors. I have a feeling that they're referring to the mounting tabs. Anyway, requires the use of a router equipped with a 3/8 outside diameter template guide and a 1/4 inch down shear router bit. Okay, now let's talk about what that means. Before we do that, when you buy one, we'll ship you one. Before we get to that, let's take a look at the photographs that we have. There's the packaging. That's what's in the packaging, and then different perspectives of the template itself. Attach it to the HIT-30 here and here. Here are your bushings for drilling immediately the point for the mounting tabs. The underside, it's going to fit nicely. Documentation and the screws used to hold it to the HIT-30. Now the outside diameter template guide and the 1/4 down shear router bit. Forgive me, I went a little bit too quickly. The link here to the product brochure, we've looked into that. It doesn't give us that information on what is required for that, even though this paperwork here does. And by the time you're seeing this video, we'll have included links here and here to the necessary information. So at this time, I know that we can find it by clicking here to the manufacturer's page within our site, and from here we can pull up not only all of the major products we sell by means of this horizontal navigation as seen here, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the product catalog. Let's take a look in the product catalog, and let's just type in HIT-30 because that should get us close to the section of where the guides are. There we are. Okay, so this is on the 73rd page of the catalog. Router template guides for Ryobi, for Sears, Porter Cable, DeWalt, Craftsman. So what you need is a 3/8 OD, where the OD is 3/8. It's what you have to have. Here, or here, or here. That requires the use of the 1/4 inch down shear router bit, which is the HIT-45RB4. And by the time you're seeing this video, we'll have highlighted links here and here to those items. Now the rest of this catalog is extremely handy because it will allow you to review all things jig, template, fixture, lock installation aids, from Major. The second half of the catalog is full of it. The first half of the catalog is full of security hardware, ways to prevent control of entering a key into a knob, lever, call it a key block. They're key traps, but these are boxes that require the use of 2 different keys in order to get that box open, is what that's for. Cylinder guards with latch protectors, reinforcement strikes, sliding door locks, jam pins. This is basically a poor man's version of a non-removable pin hinge. Really simple. You drive the pin out and you still can't pull the hinge out. Okay. Wood applications as well. Well, applications where you're not going into a hinge. This can be added on any swinging door on the hinge side. Lock mounting brackets, as we have discussed at length, etc. Let's wrap up this video on camera. If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now, let's get back to it. Okay, in conclusion, that's everything about the HIT-30AR11. In that catalog, you'll see that there are different guides and templates for use on doing this sort of work. You know, if you're going to go so far as to get the HIT-30 and be able to do the mortise pocket as well, you might as well buy the additional templates that you'll need for doing the function holes. No reason to be measuring that off by hand. And the only thing you really have to do is strike your center line. Now this has an etched line right here. Okay. Now obviously what you're going to want to do is verify that that is the center line from here to here, but you will, on the top of the door to the center line of your lock body, that's what you're going to line that up against. A combination square, a pencil, maybe a scratch-all, but you don't want to damage anything. If you're going to put a scratch-all on the door, you're going to make sure that you're going to router off that part that you've scratched. I'd be using a pencil is what I would be doing, lining that up. How you arrive at the center line is going to be based on what you're starting with. Is there already a strike prep in the frame? If there is, you've got to backwards engineer that into what is the vertical height going to be on the door. If you're starting with nothing, okay, where are you going to put it at? Do you want to match other locks within the space? Is there a concern for handicap compliance so that you've got the cylinder height at a proper range off of the finished floor and whatnot? So determining where to prep it vertically you'll have to do, but everything else, this template and its associated product should really ritualize the rest of the process. So if there's any questions on this or any other major product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.